Steelers Nation, what's up? It's your favorite place for all things black and gold, and today we've got a unique story brewing ahead of our Thursday night football showdown with the Cleveland Browns. It's cold, it's messy, and the weather might just be playing right into the Steelers' hands. Could this be the perfect opportunity to unleash Justin Fields in a big way? Before we jump into this, do us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Let's talk about how the elements, Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson could all play pivotal roles in this classic AFC North battle. Let's dive in. Thursday Night Football is bringing us what Steelers Nation knows best: cold, gritty, smash-mouth football. When the Steelers travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns, the forecast reads like an AFC North weather checklist: near-freezing temperatures, rain, a chance of snow, and 20-mile-per-hour winds. This is the type of game that defines the rivalry between these two teams. Both feature physical defenses, hard-nosed run games, and a passion for battling it out in the trenches. It's a football purist's dream and a nightmare for anyone who doesn't like the cold. But for the Steelers, this kind of game might be just what the doctor ordered, especially when considering the tools at their disposal. And that's where Justin Fields enters the conversation. Justin Fields may not be the starting quarterback right now. Russell Wilson has locked down that role, but his skill set could be a game-changer in these conditions. Let's face it, the weather in Cleveland isn't exactly conducive to deep, accurate passes. Pittsburgh's offense has leaned on Wilson's ability to connect on deep shots down the sideline, with George Pickens often making highlight reel catches. But when the ball is slipping through fingers and dying in the air, that strategy becomes a lot less reliable. Enter Fields. Fields brings an entirely different dynamic to the offense. His mobility, ability to extend plays, and willingness to take off and run can put defenses on their heels. In bad weather, a quarterback who can escape the pocket and pick up yards on the ground becomes a huge asset. In Week 11 against the Ravens, we saw a glimpse of this. Fields came in for a couple of designed runs and picked up 17 crucial yards. Those snaps might seem minor, but they showed that Mike Tomlin has a package ready for Fields when the situation calls for it. And let's be honest, Thursday night feels like the perfect situation. If the Steelers lean into their run game, as they likely will in these conditions, Fields could add a layer of unpredictability. With Najee Harris leading the backfield, having Fields as a running threat forces Cleveland's defense to account for multiple options. Imagine this: Fields and Harris in the backfield with George Pickens and Deontay Johnson spread wide. The Browns would have to respect Fields' legs, which opens up opportunities for Harris and even play-action shots downfield. It's not just about the yards Fields gains. It's about the space he creates for everyone else. Plus, Fields has the ability to turn broken plays into explosive ones. In a game where points could be at a premium, a single big run from Fields could be the difference between winning and losing. Now, let's not get it twisted. Russell Wilson is still the guy in Pittsburgh. Since taking over as the starter, Wilson has been steady and effective, leading the Steelers to a 4-0 record. Wilson's experience and leadership have been invaluable, especially in high-pressure situations. His ability to manage the game, avoid mistakes, and keep the offense on schedule is exactly what this team needs. But that doesn't mean the Steelers can't mix things up. Wilson and Fields offer contrasting styles, and using them both strategically could make Pittsburgh even harder to defend. This brings us to an interesting subplot: the Steelers' quarterback situation heading into 2025. Both Wilson and Fields are on expiring contracts, and the team has some tough decisions to make in the offseason. Wilson's play has been solid but not spectacular, and at 36 years old, he's likely looking for a mid-tier deal. Fields, on the other hand, is younger and brings a higher ceiling, but he hasn't shown enough consistency to demand a starting job outright. Thursday night could serve as a showcase for Fields, not just for the Steelers but for the rest of the league. If he delivers in a limited role, it could raise his value heading into free agency or convince Pittsburgh to keep him around. It all started with Dan Orlovsky, ESPN analyst and former NFL quarterback, making waves on Get Up and First Take. His statement: "The Steelers aren't a top-3 team in the AFC." His reasoning: "You're not going to beat Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, or Patrick Mahomes by kicking field goals." Bold claim, but it didn't sit well with Steelers fans, or, apparently, anyone paying attention to last week's game. Let's rewind to Sunday. The Steelers faced off against the Ravens in a classic AFC North battle and came out on top with an 18-16 win. Here's the kicker: Literally. Pittsburgh didn't score a single touchdown, relying on 6 field goals to get the job done. So, Orlovsky's point that field goals can't win games? Steelers fans had receipts, and they weren't afraid to share them. While Steelers Nation was already buzzing with reactions, J.J. Watt, the legendary pass rusher and older brother of Steelers star T.J. Watt, decided to take matters into his own hands. J.J. took to Twitter and absolutely roasted Orlovsky. His tweet read, "Take the teams, names, etc. out of it. You're not going to beat Team A by kicking only field goals is a wild take to make 4 days after literally beating Team A with only field goals. That's like the sports media equivalent of a QB running out the back of their own end zone." For those unfamiliar with JJ's jab, he's referencing one of the most infamous plays in NFL history, Dan Orlovsky running out of the back of his own end zone for a safety during his playing career. It's a moment that's still a running joke in the football world, and JJ used it to perfection here. The tweet went viral instantly, with fans from all over the league chiming in to applaud Watt's comedic timing and sharp wit. Steelers Nation, of course, was loving every second of it. Let's talk facts, Steelers fans. Orlovsky's claim that the Steelers can't be a top 3 AFC team doesn't line up with reality. First, let's look at the standings. The Steelers are sitting pretty atop the AFC North, with a game-and-a-half lead over the Ravens. If the playoffs started today, Pittsburgh would be the 3rd seed, trailing only the Chiefs and Bills. Now, let's talk about how they got there. Yes, the offense isn't blowing teams out, but they're finding ways to win. And isn't that what really matters? Here are a few key points to consider. The Steelers' defense is one of the best in the league, led by none other than T.J. Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick. They've consistently shut down top-tier offenses, including Lamar Jackson and the Ravens just last week. Chris Boswell has been automatic this season, and his 6 field goals against Baltimore proved he's one of the league's most reliable kickers. While other teams may put up flashy stats, Pittsburgh has mastered the art of grinding out wins in close games. That's a hallmark of a playoff-caliber team. With a record of 8-2, the Steelers are proving they're not just surviving but thriving in one of the NFL's toughest divisions. And let's not forget, they've beaten some of the league's best teams along the way, including Baltimore and the Rams. Looking ahead, Pittsburgh faces another big test this Thursday when they travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. With bad weather in the forecast and AFC North implications on the line, this game will be another opportunity to silence critics like Orlovsky. What makes this team special? One of the most exciting aspects of the Steelers team is their resilience. Head coach Mike Tomlin has instilled a next-man-up mentality that has kept this team competitive despite challenges on offense. And let's not overlook the leadership of quarterback Russell Wilson. While he hasn't been lighting up the scoreboard, Wilson's experience and poise have been invaluable in key moments. Add in the dynamic potential of backup Justin Fields, and you have a team that's not only tough to beat but also unpredictable. Should the team give Justin Fields more opportunities in these conditions, or stick with Russell Wilson exclusively? How do you see Thursday night playing out with this unique combination of talent and weather? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you're the first to know when we drop new content. Thanks for tuning in, Steelers Nation, and as always, here we go, Steelers.